It's a game of power, of attack and retreat, a game of strategy and common sense. The soldiers in the front line protect the king and the queen. The clergy lend a supporting hand with the knights to protect the stronghold of the realm. This is the game of chess.
It's a little microcosm of the real world. Benjamin Franklin said, chess is like life. And Bobby Fischer came along and said, chess is life.
Sometimes you wake up in the morning knowing something wonderful is going to happen. Most of the time, it don't.
And life is hard in the South Bronx of New York. With no formal teacher training, this is where David McKenelty started teaching chess at the age of 46.
How did you get started in the South Bronx?
Complete accident. I was working in real estate, and a friend of mine who was a chess teacher asked me to substitute for him once for a class. And I said, you're crazy. You know, you guys are all masters. I play chess. You know, you guys are masters. And he said, you know more than the kids do. I'm desperate. Please help me.
This is the battlefield where kings and queens play.
David's remarkable influence on the children's lives by teaching them chess inspired a movie called Knights of the South Bronx, starring Ted Danson.
An L shape like this and
There was no question in my mind that if these children learned chess, the skills that they would learn from the chessboard would translate to the rest of their lives.
If you wonder why chess is such a special game, just look at this. Just for your opening move, there are 20 choices. Now, your opponent can react in many different ways. So after just 2 moves each, there are about 360,000 positions that can be reached.
Chess is thought to have been invented in India around the 6th century. The object of the game is to defeat your opponent's army by incapacitating or checkmating their king. It requires intense mental concentration and strategic thinking. But there seems to be some merit in teaching this game of war to children.
Now, I love athletics. I mean, I did a lot of athletics as a kid. I played football, I was on the track team, I did judo, I was a wrestler. But one of the drawbacks to that is that athletes sometimes learn to solve their problems physically. With chess, you learn to solve every problem with your brain. That's it.
With one of the highest crime rates in New York, there are few opportunities for children of the South Bronx. Most won't finish high school, let alone get a university education. And yet David believes that it was exercising the muscle of the brain by playing chess that changed their lives.
You mean like soccer or basketball matches, only it's chess?
Exactly like that.
The biggest single thing chess does is it gives people confidence in their abilities. And once you believe in yourself, it's pretty hard to close the door in your face. And so what I see chess doing is giving people the technical skill in a highly cerebral area so that they now know that they can do something.
Oh, we were playing black kids. Dawson, why didn't you tell us we were playing against a bunch of rich kids?
Because it doesn't make any difference.
From just helping out on a temporary basis, David was made a permanent chess teacher. He started a small chess team and gradually introduced them to tournament chess. Against impossible odds, within a short time, the Knights of the South Bronx won first-place trophies for 4 consecutive years in the New York Schools Chess League. And over a 5-year period, the players won more than 500 trophies. But for many, chess still carries the stigma of being elitist.
Checkmate. I won!
Have you met with much skepticism as far as, you know, taking disadvantaged kids and teaching them this elitist game?
I used to, I don't anymore, because now generally when people meet me, they know what I've done. And, you know, I've taken these children of poverty and high crime areas and turned them into national champions. We got invited to the White House. You know, it's pretty hard to put them down after that.
The South Bronx can be a rough neighborhood where the streets are often more attractive than the classroom. But many of David's students went on to become college graduates, and chess, he believes, was the motivating factor.
And it's just so thrilling to see these kids from this area getting their degrees. One of them's getting a double major in economics and computer science. I mean, what is it he's not going to be able to do in the business world?
David Berman is a South African living in New York, and he believes that chess has taught him to think strategically. And the thinking skills he developed has helped him anticipate the stock markets as one of New York's most successful retail hedge fund managers.
I feel I could really help my brain expand and do things that I never thought I would ever do. It made me accomplish dreams I never thought I'd accomplish.
When David Berman saw the movie of Knights of the South Bronx, it reminded him of home. And soon after that, through a fortuitous coincidence, he met David McKenulty at a chess tournament.
My kids was playing in a chess tournament, and someone pointed him out to me and said, "That's the man that the movie was made about."
You know, when I walked in, people were saying, "Oh, that's the guy the movie was about," you know.
And I'd just seen the movie the month before and thought that this movie was brilliant for South Africa.
He came up and we started talking, and he asked if I'd like to come to Cape Town and do chess. Well, that's a no-brainer.
Really, the primary message of the movie is that it doesn't matter on your skin color, it doesn't matter on whether you're rich or you're poor, you can play chess, and chess is a great equalizer.
They started an organization called Chess for Change and have shown the film to more than 10,000 children. By training teachers here to teach the game, they hope to get chess into as many schools as possible.
I've done some research into what effects chess has. And chess has there's an amazing amount of research out there that conclusively proves that chess, beyond any doubt, helps kids become smarter.
This is Sullivan Primary School in Lavender Hills.
Move them around, okay?
Mary Bikies is a teacher there.
When they saw that movie, they could relate to it. With drug abuse, family abuse, children are being abused by family members.
Violence on the streets.
Oh, it's you name it, it's there.
With the help of Chess for Change, Mary has started classes at her school. And she's very positive about the impact that chess can have on her learners.
What I did was, after David them left, they gave me 6 chess sets. And I just put it out. Said nothing. Didn't tell the children we're going to play chess. Just put it out. And as they walked past, wow, it was amazing, because they would come and say, "Oh, chess, can I play? Will I be allowed to? I also want to learn the game." But my main aim is to start with the little ones, the grade 1s, 2s, and 3s, and teach them, and let it flow from my school into the community.
Chess has been called the gymnasium of the mind. Scientific surveys have shown that science and maths marks can shoot up by 20 to 30%, and a learner's IQ can actually be improved by up to 5% a year.
A psychologist advised Lenta Marie to make both her sons play chess for an hour a day because their maths marks were so low.
En na net 3 maande van elke dag skaakspel, het sy wiskundepunte geklim van ondergemiddeld af na 99% gemiddeld aan die einde van die eerste kwartaal op sy rapport.
Leeswerk het die skaak nogal baie goed gemaak. Soos ek het laas jaar nie baie lekker gelees nie en ek het niks van lees gehou nie, maar nou lees ek voluit.
David McKenulty saw similar results in the school in the South Bronx.
And getting better test results than I've ever seen. The kids are doing better in every subject overall. Whatever you're doing in there, I'd like you to keep it up permanently.
Omar Essa is a teacher at Mohamedia Primary School in Wynberg, Cape Town.
That's a piece, you must move the piece.
He has an unusual way of teaching chess. He uses it to inform his children about the consequences of drugs and AIDS.
As a youngster who I intend having something wrong, I must first think. I must first think before I make a move. And like I said, chess teaches you to think at least 2 to 3 moves ahead. And it helps you in decision making. And at that stage, the child can then say, look, no. Not to say no, you need to think to say no. And you need to be brave enough.
The consequences.
You know the consequences. So you'll say no because you've thought it out already.
Because of the positive benefits, Omar has been trying to get chess incorporated into the curriculum. He believes that it can be quite accessible to all schools in South Africa.
You don't need to have a big rugby field to play chess or a big soccer field. You can just have a small space or a lot of money. You can play chess, with a board which is not even 10 rand or etc., and you can become a world champion.
Through David McKenulty's efforts, chess has now become part of the curriculum in New York. And thousands of children are playing chess daily and learning to think like kings.
Some days you wake up just knowing something wonderful will happen. Most of the time, it doesn't. But when it does,
it does for real.
Chess, we've got to think. It trains you also to be patient, to give yourself time to think, and think thoroughly before you make a move. So its introduction, therefore, to the young people, it helps to stimulate the mind to think much, much higher than the normal kind of average, to be able to deal with complex issues. The reports, for an example, here is that ever since this was started, the pass rate at schools that have been involved improved, particularly on science subjects like mathematics, etc., which proves the thing. This is not only here. Wherever we've touched base with people, they will tell you that those who play chess always perform better at school. So we encourage it. We thought that it was important to introduce it in the rural areas because generally it is in the urban areas, so that it could therefore pick up the level of performance of the kids in the area. I think it has done so.